All right, hang on. We are live. Naruto 693, and who knows how many more that we have left. We are at page 1. Somebody's making some noise. Naruto and Sasuke confront each other. Okay, anything on the front page that anybody wants to talk about here?
How much longer is Hagoromo gonna stick around?
He's the watcher, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just like watching.
Hagoromo's name should probably be Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that was that deal. He's just hanging out. He's like, I'm gonna watch this. And the dude's like, look, I tried this, I tried that, and you guys are still, fighting each other. I'm not responsible. It just doesn't work.
It would be funnier if he was like a referee.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he can't do anything. Remember, everybody's chakras. He's burned up everybody's chakra. That's why I was like, okay, why is he sending everybody away now? Why doesn't he deal with what he's going to deal with before? But like, okay, they got to all go away and be, So everybody's out of the way and they're going to do their fighting.
I mean, but it's all his chakras is what I don't get.
So let's see. And won't you release the tailed beast? I have to say, there's some things I don't like in these characters. I hate actually. But Naruto seems correct, and Sasuke seems correct to me. I haven't seen Kishimoto mess these two up. They seem like they're right on the money to me. You won't release the tailed beast? I love this line. I've gotten to know them well, so I just know they won't be doing any evil anymore. And the guy is so naive, Naruto, right? He doesn't understand the tailed beasts really aren't the problem. It's they have power, and everybody's going to fight each other to get that power and use them, right? The tailed beasts are not going to get left alone. There's no way that's going to happen. So this is just naive on Naruto's part, right? So he's gone too far. He's in the naive zone. And Naruto, it appears though you still don't understand, right? And finally, Sasuke starts breaking it down. As of now, you are the Jinchuriki for every single one of the tailed beasts. That's important. So, of course, the tailed beast chakra that resides inside of you included, and I'll say the plan is to destroy every single last bit of them. That's when everybody starts, doing pan to everyone's face, right? So, is there anything on this page anybody wants to bring up before we go to the next page?
I like how Sasuke stare.
Right? He does. He's definitely, he's convinced. Okay, now the next page. In other words, you are going to die, Naruto. Yes! I'm like, this is good. And then he explains it. There is no way around it. According to what the sage said, I don't even need the tailed beast power that's inside of you to dispel the infinite Tsukiyomi as long as I have the tailed beast that I've captured to use. Which means that I'll be keeping them alive until then at least. And then he's going to kill them after he releases everybody. I'm sure that some people aren't going to get released. He'll probably just kill the Hokages while they're Zetsu. You know what I mean? If he can find them.
So I got
yeah,
a question to ask.
Yeah.
So does Sasuke know how the tailed beast work?
I believe so.
Because, I mean, if he wants, you can't kill something that can't die. That was my problem with the whole statement.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. You're saying he can seal him away, but he can't destroy him, because as we've seen, you can't really destroy like a living entity here.
Right. He's trying to kill he's talking about a temporary fix to a permanent individual.
Right.
You might kill it for a while, but I mean, it's going to come back. You can't destroy it. I mean, chakra is like energy, in physics. You can either use it, or create it, but you can't delete it. It's going to be in some other form at some point.
That's an awesome point. I like that. That's true. So, but is that just a translation? Is that just a misunderstanding in his part? On the bottom of yeah, go ahead.
Oh, that's beyond translation. I mean, he's always wanted to do away with. He wants a permanent fix to situations. He wants to do away with tailed beast chakra.
Right.
But in this universe, Tail Beast chakra regenerates itself in one form or another if you wait long enough.
So you can't really kill him. All right, point taken.
You can't kill the Tail Beast.
So let's go to the deal with Kakashi. I'm still feeling the after effects from using the Sharingan and all that. So Kakashi is out of it. Kakashi's not going to be able to do any kind of anything. He's had his time, right?
Probably his own version of Talk No Jutsu.
Right.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going? We're on page 7, and then we got. Is this where we start getting into? Okay, I think this is where Sakura, because there's no dialogue on this page, and this it could have totally left all this out. Totally, and here we got Sakura on page 8. The truth is, I've always known in my heart there was nothing I could have done for you, but I love you.
Oh, gee.
Sakura reaching your new.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This chapter has made me stop being a Naruto Sakura fan.
Well,
I've been defending the pairing since like 2007 or something towards that effect, and you know I believed in it strongly, and now I could care less about it, and I hate it pretty much because I hate Sakura. So that's just how it is now. Thanks, Kishi.
So what are you saying? She's down there with Karen now?
Yeah, I'm done with Sakura. That's it.
Wow.
Finished. But yeah, this is just pathetic for her character. Utterly pathetic, disgusting, and then just the symbolism of what he does to her, like the type of genjutsu that he puts on her, like.
Yeah. Well, I thought that...
Well, wait a minute. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I thought it was going to be another kill attempt, and even what Sakura says, she goes, "I'm so pathetic." So even she agrees with everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
Terrible.
And then, of course, people bring up the whole thing that just confirms how much she was lying to Naruto when she confessed her love for him. You know, so it just piles. It's like more piles of dirt onto her, right?
Right.
It's a really bad Sasuke-kun. I still have a place somewhere in your heart, no matter how small it may be. Then please, I'm begging you, don't slip any further away. Oh my God! If we just all stayed together forever, then I'm sure someday things would go back to the way they used to be. And this is, like I say, Naruto and Sasuke, I really like their characters, what Kishibuto's doing, but Sakura and Kakashi have just fallen off the map. You are really damn annoying. Sasuke, speaking for all Naruto fans, to Sakura. And then and when I saw the panel where he's like got his hand in her to place a Gegetsu on her, I was like, oh, it's going to be another kill attempt. This is going to be awesome. And I'm like, would he really kill her? This would be. I'm sitting there like, the fan base for the most part would love this time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they would. They would just go, oh, this would just be amazing. Like I say, if people, this did just kill Sakura's character. Whatever little scrap, I guess. Well,
Yeah.
now that we're through this phase of it, Michael, was there one thing specific about this that made you? Was it just an incident or just the overall thing? It just said, you know what, F this character.
Yeah, she just hasn't grown up. You would think like after the chapters of Sai and all that, and how she determined to kill Sasuke, she made that decision that she was going to kill him, and then she saw how serious Naruto's been, Naruto's been anticipating this, that Sasuke's going to do this. But like Sakura, everything's a shock to her. Like she didn't see this coming a mile away. Like even there's a panel where Sai sees that Sakura's smile is fake in regards to how she's supposedly happy that Team 7 is back together. So it was foreshadowed. She should have known this was going to happen. So why wouldn't she just be like, let Naruto handle this. I'm going to, watch from afar, or I'm going to do the best I can and heal Kakashi. But no, she's got to go back on her hands and knees, cry like the pathetic girl that she is, and just she gives women a bad name in general, like that she's so dependent on this love that makes no sense because she never even had a friendship with Sasuke. The one time was in part 1 when Sasuke saved her. That was it. I hardly ever talked to her. She barely knew him. She saw him as a little girl and had this instant love crush for life. It's just terrible. Terrible writing, terrible everything. And, pairings aside, like, Sakura's character was just ruined for me. And I can't support a pairing, that I hate one of the characters in. Like, I just can't. I don't care if Naruto gets with her or not. It's just, like, pathetic at this point. Even if Naruto would happen, Kishimoto killed it for me. I just don't care anymore.
Well, Kishimoto said, he said in different ways that he's not really into the whole pairing stuff. I think he just did, what they normally do, but Yeah,
he said that he's bad at it, is what he said. And
yeah, so I think he's doing something he didn't want. I think he's just doing something doesn't want to do, and he's not very good at doing, and it just shows.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I almost wonder if Kishimoto did this on purpose, like he was trying to mirror this after some woman that he had, like a girlfriend that he had in his past relationships or something. Why else would you do this to a character?
A lot of people have that theory.
Whenever you see this, and then all of a sudden you see the potential for her to be great, and then he just down, then she falls off the cliff. I don't see any other rational explanation other than he's like getting revenge on a past bad experience with a girlfriend.
He's done this to other characters. Minato, remember how he built him up and then tore his arms off?
Right.
He's done this before to other characters.
But not the love aspect.
Well, he hasn't done too much love aspects anyhow.
Actually, I thought that Minato and Kushina were the better pairings in his whole manga.
Yeah, and considering that we didn't actually see that much of them. What we did, I think that's probably why it worked. I think if he had had more time with it, he would have done his pattern and built it up.
Well, I mean, the concept was simple. She thought she was ugly, or that she wasn't loved, and he ended up loving her hair, which made her fall in love with it. That's simple. It's easy. It's romantic. It's nice.
And there wasn't much time spent on it. That's what I'm saying. This has been the whole series. Yeah, it's a childhood crush she had that she didn't grow up out of, and then just lied about and lied to Naruto, and it seemed like you say, and then seemed like she was coming out of it to some level, and then boom. There's a panel here that shows, really kind of sums it up in a way, where Kakashi is. He's crawling, and as you mentioned, Sakura didn't heal him. Didn't bother to power him up to heal him, and then Sakura's now to get. So these two characters are effectively out of it unless Naruto wants to juice up Kakashi somehow. But evidently that's not going to happen because, well, anyway, now I'm getting ahead of ourselves. But anyway, okay, so there we are, and now we're getting to the whole thing. Okay. Fantasy love. Okay, we're going back to this. No reason otherwise. And, okay, I'm gonna try to get past the love thing.
Kakashi is just like, Kakashi's like, why can't you love her? Like, it's because of your hatred. It's like, shut up, Kakashi. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, his character swirled around it.
Sasuke does not have to love Sakura. All right.
I'm a huge Kakashi fan, and this guy is. I don't even know what this character is right now. It's an imposter. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what happens when they start changing stuff around, but that's pretty crazy.
The best part
she
of the
wanted
chapter,
to save you, huh?
So the best part of the chapter is Sasuke saying, "I don't know why she likes me. I've never liked her at all. So, like, what the hell?"
Yeah, Kishi spelled it out pretty well right there.
Yeah, Sasuke makes sense. Naruto makes sense. Kakashi doesn't. Sakura doesn't at all. So I don't know. At least these two characters are, make sense. And let's see, where do we go? Okay, you should know. So he's saying you should know my ninja way by now. So Naruto's confident. It's all in your hands now. I do like the scene where they have the tailed beasts. We definitely got some rocks falling. This isn't 100% solid the way they're sealed up in there. Love is and then we got another thing. Love is a complicated thing. Then we get the whole sort of the philosophy from the Sage of the Sixth Path that lost love is evidently the root of all evil. Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go on page 14. He goes. The Sage said, I too had two sons, and I loved them both, and they both loved and respected me as well. At the end. So we start going into this. We're like, how many times have we heard about these guys?
Yeah, right.
Enough. And then we got this, and then we got the whole thing to Madara. So he's talking, and now we get this conversation from Kakashi and the Sage of the Sixth Path, which isn't really necessary. Like I said, Sasuke and Naruto are just beams of light right now in this manga, and they're understandable. They seem to be, even though he went back to the roots of Naruto, right? The humor and the goofiness, but it worked, right? And he tried to retrograde, some of the other characters, and I don't think it worked out well for him at all. So I've decided to leave it all up to Naruto, because he made friends with the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails is a jerk. He's just full of hate. He's a hateful dude. The Nine Tails. So I'm hoping that he's going to be able to turn Sasuke's hate into love.
That's another thing we never really saw. We never really saw how the Nine Tails got so full of hatred. When we last saw Kurama with Hagoromo, Kurama was a little fox that was just bored and he was like all happy and cute.
Yeah, what, did something happen to him, or maybe he's just full of hate? I don't know. But I mean, but once again, a backstory would have been nice, right? Some kind of something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can basically just say, Indra and Madara and everybody that used Kurama pretty much made Kurama go with rage or whatever. But I mean, that's again an assumption. We don't have proof that that's what happened. So. And
then Naruto, right? So we're now at the Valley in the end, and this was good. This was another thing people requested the last time we had the hangout. They look, these guys need to go somewhere that they can destroy. We want to see mountains. We want to see these two statues get obliterated, right? We want to see these guys let loose, right?
Right.
And I love the talk, and Naruto's like, hey, this reminds me of the old days when we fought here. And the dialogue here is fantastic. And Sasuke is like, and just like then, you will be the one to lose here. He just throws it right down at him.
Naruto's dialogue is really good. He's like, hey, guess what? Itachi told me that you don't choose who becomes Hokage. The people choose you.
That's right.
And Sasuke's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to show you what I think a Hokage is. So, Sasuke's like, I don't give a crap.
That was good, using his brother's own words on him. That was very good.
Good dialogue there.
Next chapter. Sasuke's true intent all becomes clear. And when that happens, how will Naruto react? Well, that part, whatever. But okay. So that's next chapter. All right, now we're at the end. What do you guys think? Anything on this chapter? Let's open this up. James, anything you want to bring up this chapter? Michael Gaspin, anything you want to bring up in this chapter?
I just liked how they're at the Valley of the End, and they're each sitting on their, what would it be, their ancestor or whatever, and they're about ready to fight. I like that.
This is good. It was a good setup. I mean, it makes sense where they're fighting, the whole thing connecting to the battle they had before. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the setup. There was a lot of useless stuff we already talked about in here, but otherwise it's good. We're at a good place. Okay, Sean, anything you want to talk about this chapter?
I agree with Michael Gassman about how the setup is nice, how they fight in the Valley of the End. I actually want that to happen, so I guess I'm happy with this chapter, the ending part.
Right. So this looks to me like so far good fan service. And like I've said several times, since it's just down to these two characters, which Kishimoto seems to have down really well, even the dialogue, the fighting, I want to see what abilities they're going to have. This is supposed to be the biggest thing, right? So let's see it. I'm ready.
I have a question I want to throw out. All right, remember when every time when Sasuke used an ability like his eye is permanent. Naruto's power, it looked like you could turn it off and on. Do you think all the power that he was displaying when he fought Madara, Obito, and Kaguya, that he could still do that? Because he
Well,
still got a little bit of Bijus left in him.
yeah, but his Sage ability regenerates him, right?
Sage mode regenerates his stamina. But honestly, he didn't lose anything, Naruto. Naruto still has half of the Kyuubi inside of him. Only half of the Kyuubi was sealed.
Yeah.
So he's exactly in the same spot he was when he was fighting Kaguya. Nothing was taken away from him. So he should have all his powers.
Yeah, because I was thinking that Naruto's powers turns off and on, but Sasuke, since he has that eye, it looks permanent. Like, it's a permanent fixed power.
I'm excited because I think Sasuke is going to be able to use the Rinnegan to its fullest. This has got me very excited.
I think Sasuke is going to get the third eye, the one that, Kaguya and Hagoromo have. Because in the movie, whatever, he's got a turban on his head. So I'm almost certain that in this fight he's going to get that third eye somehow, and then we'll probably get a slash on the eye, like how Naruto slashed his headband in Part 1. Get a reference to that. Naruto breaks his eye or something, slashing it.
Right.
But yeah, I got to bring it back to the pairings, and I gotta say that this Kishimoto has done such a terrible job that no matter what happens, everybody loses. Because if Sakura gets with Sasuke, Sasuke is forced to be with her out of guilt and, just because, giving her a chance. If for Sakura, if she were to, if Naruto and Sakura were to happen, then Sakura would be settling for Naruto, because she wants Sasuke. If Naruto Hina to happen, then, well, actually, that's the only one that actually has no drawbacks. Well, Naruto doesn't get Sakura. Naruto wants Sakura. He doesn't get her. And then, if it's like, what I'm trying to say is basically everybody loses because nobody gets who they want. Everybody's a second place trophy, because nobody is directly in love with each other. It's just this crazy quadruple, mixed signal thing that has no completion, and Kishimoto has just screwed up everything. It's terrible. It really is.
Well,
But
I'm going to throw this out there. I'm ahead of you on this loss because I'm a Norahina fan, and I've just already accepted that he just doesn't care. I mean, even way back in the day with Pain, it's like, she does all the. You get this whole. Once again, it's a setup, and you think, okay, this Naruto's finally going to understand that she loves him, and he's going to love her, and then the after, when he comes back and he's a hero, she's just part of the crowd.
yeah, and
Nothing
Sakura,
has changed.
right? And Sakura was the one hugging him in front of the crowd and everything. And so, yeah, Kishimoto has been toying with our emotions the whole time. He's just throwing things back and forth, left and right, confusing us. So, that's why at this point, I think he can do anything. He could literally make Sakura wake up and make her fall in love with Naruto. He could make Sasuke get redeemed and make him fall in love with Sakura. He can do whatever he wants, and it wouldn't matter to me now because he's ruined everything for me. So I don't care anymore. But the one thing I want to point out is I think that's what is going to happen now. I think that Sasuke, after he gets redeemed, is going to give Sakura. He's going to acknowledge Sakura's love for him, because Kakashi was saying in this chapter how Sasuke, it's because of your hate. It's all because of your hate that you can't see how much she loves you, or you know, and then Sasuke is thinking about his family when he thinks about Sakura loving him, thinking like, oh, like that's just some stupid thing in the past. And, you know, and Naruto has this look on his face like Naruto just wants Sakura to be happy, so he's going to throw Sakura into Sasuke's arms or whatever, as long as Sasuke learns to accept it. I mean, unless Sasuke is going to, you know, what, just randomly go with Karin and leave Sakura by herself, that's what he should do. Just, you know, go to hell, Sakura, and you deserve to be alone for the rest of your life.
Wow.
But I mean, like,
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, and that's it. And just the whole pairing thing, it was really unfortunate, really ruined. And
Well,
that's just how it is. So.
as a Narahina fan, remember the whole thing when he's holding hands with Hinata, and there's the Jubi, and she pops his shoulder back in place, and
Yeah.
you know all this, the wink, and you know all this stuff, and he doesn't care. He isn't going to go anywhere. He doesn't care. And like I say, Naruto, if he wants to find a woman like his mother, nice, you know, a woman from the same clan, there's always Karen there.
Yeah, and remember Jiraiya, you know, failing in his love. He couldn't get Tsunade, and now Naruto won't be able to get Sakura. And it's just going to be a failure passed down. And, you know, Hinata, I hope Naruto ends up with Hinata because she's the only one that loves him. And hopefully he can figure out, you know, that...
Holy cow. Have you actually jumped ships on the shipping?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, one chapter?
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm done.
Whoa!
But I mean, like...
I understand that, but to actually jump to the other side, to go,
first of all,
Norahina? Holy
First
cow.
of all, I was a Naruhina fan before I was a Narasaka fan. I became a Narasaku fan because Hinata disappeared from the manga.
Right.
And then Sakura was with him 24/7, and you know they were having all these things with Yamato and the Kyuubi, you know, almost killing Naruto, her running to him, and the villagers wooing as they, you know, and the pretend dates that they went on, and I can go on and on and on about all the evidence that was pointing to Narasaku, you know. So I thought, at first I thought, oh, it made sense, and I was going to go with it, and then as I was supporting it, you know, I got into it thinking like, oh, you know, this is a legit love, this is a friendship that's going to become love, and you know, I started to like it more than just support it because of facts. But now Kishimoto has thrown all those facts out the window, and he's throwing hints for every pairing left and right, and everything has just been screwed to hell. So I just don't care anymore. The real pairing that I care about now is Shikamaru and Tamari. You can't ruin that because that's just perfect. They're friends, and they'll be more because they just will. And you know, as for Naruto, I hope he goes with Hinata because Hinata loves him beyond anything he can imagine, and that's what he deserves. And you know, Sakura deserves nothing, and Sasuke deserves nothing because they're both pieces of crap. So there you go. Confessions of a former Narasaki fan.
All right, all in one chapter. Kishimoto was able to achieve all that in one chapter.
Yeah.
You know, when Sasuke finally blatantly out loud said, "I don't care about you at all," I was like, finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took him long enough.
Yeah, but he did it. At least, like I say, Sasuke and Naruto are awesome. They're awesome now. I mean, of course, it may not be so awesome when this thing is resolved, and you know, we start seeing the, you know, what happens with the brothers. Anyhow, he's gonna get beat down. So, and also another thing, talking about this, we got this whole fight. How can they sit there and have the movie, which I think Sasuke's images are now confirmed that he's in the movie, right?
Yeah, he's got a turban on his head, like I said.
Yeah, okay. How can you have this movie and then destroy the suspense of who's going to die or whatever, right? What was the thinking of that? I understand having a movie, but at least wait, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I would say definitely he should have did end the manga first, and then announced the character sketches. Because now we all thinking like, oh, there's no way they're gonna die. You know, they're gonna have a tie. They're gonna have a truce. They're gonna there's no way Sasuke's gonna kill Naruto and use his power to end Infinite Tsukuyomi. What's gonna happen is they're gonna work together to do it. It's the only logical thing that can happen. So.
Right.
it's stupid that he, even that he couldn't at least make us, think, oh, maybe he's gonna go for some crazy surprise ending, ruined the hype.
Sean dropped out. Well, Life of the Boot dropped in.
Oh, even though I just dropped in, NW, what you were saying just now, they kind of spoiled it since they released those pictures to the movie. It kind of takes away, tremendously from, what the fight. I can't even get into it anymore, to tell you the truth, because I already know what's going to happen. Both of them going to survive. It doesn't matter how it's going to end, but we know they're going to come to some kind of agreement. So it's not going to be as epic as, I wanted it to be. Since it's been hyped for years, I've been hyped for this fight, but
spoiled it. So Kishimoto spoiled it. The releases with the movies. We gotta hype the movie. We can't wait. We can't wait. Gotta hype the movie now.
People would have went to the movie in Japan. How big anime is, what Naruto is in general over there. They would have went to the movie regardless if they would have had a month, a month and a half, 2 months to, see the movie. But he just kind of gave up too much. He should have just waited to spoil the movie until the anime was over with. I mean, the manga.
Yeah. Yep. Should have waited. So that was another thing. So did you ever get into Life in the Boot? Did you ever get into Narahina, Narasaka? Do you have anything you want to say about that, or you don't care?
I just hope it's Hinata, because especially Sakura after this telling Sasuke she love him romantically.
Well, what you got to miss coming here late is NW Order was how would you rate yourself? A solid Narasaka fan?
Oh yeah, I was in debates. I was in fan club, and I firmly supported the pairing for like 10 years, I guess. Maybe like 8-7 years, something like that. Whatever it was a long time that I put in a lot of arguments and a lot of debating. And I feel like everything I did was a joke, because all the evidence that was presented to me in the manga, everything that I used, just like, who gives a crap? Here's new evidence. I'm just throwing all these new pairings everywhere, and it's just stupid. And like I said, Sakura herself is a horrible character that I just cannot support being with anybody at this point in time.
I just wish so hard that he would have killed her. Sasuke would have killed her right now. It would have been. It would have been splashed all over the forums.
I was a little disappointed when she didn't die.
Hey, my roommates came yelling at me. I was like, "What's wrong?" Because I was yelling. I was like, "I thought Sasuke really did kill her." I was so hyped. Dude, I was so disappointed. He just didn't do it. I was like, Sasuke kind of weak inside. He would have did it. Naruto couldn't stop him if he wanted to do it. He would have just teleported over there. But Sasuke, he's not truly bad when you start digging around.
Okay, so his hate's going to be turned into love by Naruto?
Yeah, that's an obvious conclusion.
Yeah,
I think
could get ugly at the end. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing. It could, the very end could get mushy. He's crying, right? Like he's just been to, to therapy or something. And my parents died, all this kind of stuff and all this.
Yeah, it could be that.
He's smoking a cigarette, and Naruto comes over with a blanket, some cocoa. Now, it's okay.
When it comes, when the fight really truly comes down to it, Naruto can't kill Sasuke. So I don't know if Kishi gonna try to write that in where he's gonna have to change Sasuke, because Sasuke will kill Naruto, but he's gonna have to change his heart somehow. I'm pretty sure he's gonna show Naruto he really can't kill him.
Well,
he's gonna have to show him somehow.
Well, yeah, why'd he go? Like I said, it's only because he wants just to keep Sakura around. But gosh, I wish he would have stayed hardcore and just. Well, anyway, I've already said my disappointment with Sakura being alive. But anyway.
You know what? If she would have been killed, it could have put Naruto in a rage, and made the fight even more personal, and made him go absolutely nuts on Sasuke. Yeah. And then Kishimoto could come up with a bullcrap reason of reviving her anyway if he wants to. But just to get that initial fight off to a hot start like that would be great. And just just to give the fans some minor satisfaction by making us think Sakura is dead.
It would have been better writing, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good.
Hey, I knew those guys was going to fight, but I don't like it though, cause I don't like the fact that they probably destroyed the Valley of the Ends, cause I don't want to see Madara and Hashirama's statues destroyed, cause
Oh, I
they
want
want
them
to do.
leveled. I want the mountains leveled around there, dude. I want this to be epic.
Yeah, I wanted them to create their own little spot, tell you the truth, for place Naruto and Sasuke statue right there, so everybody in the ninja world in the future can remember it. But
They will.
I didn't want Madara's and Hashirama's to be destroyed, cause that's kind of symbolized the Leaf Village.
Okay, I can understand your perspective, but,
Well,
but that's where they're at, dude.
they might end up in another spot by the end of the fight. So
They kind of close to the Leaf Village if you kind of think about it. They
Yeah.
can't be too far away, cause I'm pretty sure Naruto gonna unlock that nine tail, super transformation that we saw the Sage of Six Path Son unlock. So it's gonna be epic, but.
I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm not looking forward to the resolution because, like I said, it could get pretty sappy. It'd be pretty ridiculous. But,
Well, you know what I think
thought
is
it'd
going
be good.
What I think is going to happen is I think they're going to do a Rasengan and Chidori clash again. They're going to burn out all their moves, and then at the very end they're going to be weak. They're going to be exhausted, like breathing heavy, and put everything into their one final move, which will be a Rasengan and it will be a Chidori, and Naruto will. One of two things will happen. Either Naruto will push Sasuke back and Sasuke will lose, or they'll both cancel each other out and they'll both get blown back. And either way, no matter which one happens, that's when they're going to talk. When they're exhausted, when they can barely move anymore, that's when Naruto is going to hit them with the Talk No Jutsu, and that's when Sasuke is going to reach out his hand and they'll pull each other up and whatever, and that's what's going to happen.
Well, Naruto Gaara would fit the bill because that would be pretty much total exhaustion. It's just Naruto's willpower to go over and smack Gaara, and Gaara's like, "What is keeping you going?" And that's one that Naruto wants. That may be, a possibility. So.
Yeah,
Well,
Gaara is kind of different though. Nobody ever showed him love, so Naruto is kind of trying to show him another way.
Well, they might be going the same route with Sasuke, man. He's going to have some big breakthrough because, he did. I have to say, the whole thing, his brother turning on him, his family getting whacked, the whole thing, it was mind-shattering.
Yeah.
So
it's part one all over again to fight. That's basically put it like that. They exhaust each other. Can Naruto really kill Sasuke in the end?
No, but Naruto
Can
never
Sasuke?
tried. Naruto never tried to kill Sasuke. Even in part one, he said he would just break his bones.
Yeah, I know. You remember Sasuke? He had a choice to do a Chidori, but he just punched him in the chest or stomach area. Can Sasuke really do it? That's what it's.
Yeah, he can do it.
When it comes down to it, can Sasuke really do it? If it was time to win, he could have killed Naruto.
yeah.
But he didn't do it. It'll be kind of lame. That'll be the lamest thing ever. Ever.
But he
I
won't
think
be
it-
able to
I think-
do it.
I think a
because
great
Naruto's
ending.
way powerful.
Yeah, I think a great ending would have been if Naruto got killed at the end. It'd be like, wow, remember that series where the hero actually got killed at the end? And then has some
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
what I
other
was thinking too. Yeah.
yeah, I don't see Kishimoto doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of too late for that since
You
he
want
already
endings
spawned
like
it.
that? You want endings like that? You got to read Seinen manga.
Right? It's a little too
Not
hardcore.
shonen. Yeah.
Okay, and let me ask you guys, if you don't mind. Actually, I'll wait and ask this, but okay, anything else about this chapter anybody wants to bring up? Because, we're not going to, how many more of these hangouts are we going to have? I don't know, right? There may not be that many. So, whether you guys go ahead and get out anything you want.
At least 8 or 9 more hangouts, at least.
You would think.
Yeah. I pretty much said my piece. Kakashi's character too. He disappointed
Painful,
me.
isn't it?
Yeah, he disappointed me because, honestly, Kakashi, what you should have just did was you should have just said, "Stop it, Sakura." There's no point in this anymore. You know his feelings. You need to get over it. Instead, going yelling after Sasuke to accept her feelings or whatever because your hatred blocks, stops you from perceiving her feelings. Who cares? You never
That
had
was-
feelings for her.
Yeah, Yeah, Kakashi's thing was like retarded. She loves you, man. It's like, what? This is Kakashi. She's in love with you. Can't you just love her a little bit? She's crying. It's like, you should be slapping her. You're a sensei. Wake her up. You know?
Seriously.
Oh.
And then, like, Naruto, too. Naruto did something stupid. He was like, Sasuke, you shouldn't have done that when he put Sakura in the Genjutsu.
It's like when
Like,
I saw.
Sasuke, you shouldn't have done that. Come on. It's like, okay, like, Naruto, you do realize, like, that Genjutsu was painful and mind-shattering, right? It's like not something you just laugh off of, like, Sasuke, you don't do that. No.
Maybe Naruto realized that Sakura deserved to have that happen to her.
Doubt it.
Maybe he's sitting there like, oh, so that whole love thing was BS. Now we all know the truth, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too. Yeah, this pretty much killed the confession that Sakura gave to Naruto. I always argued that confession was true, but that she loved Sasuke still. But now I don't think that confession was true at all, because, no, it's just not.
After this chapter, I don't even want to hear Naruto and Sakura together. That'll be so disappointing after this chapter, because you know where our heart lies at.
Yeah.
I'd rather see her not to be with him. That's the person who truly loved him since the very start.
Kishimoto's gonna end up giving us the pairing of Sakura and Sasuke, too abusive, or an abusive relationship to say the least.
Hey, my friend said that he saw a Uchiha pendant over Sakura in that movie. I wasn't paying any close attention to it, but was that true?
An Uchiha pin in her costume?
Well, on her neck, like a necklace. I never went back to look at it. I was like, I don't know.
I didn't notice it. I don't know.
I couldn't verify or deny it. I just said I wasn't paying too close of attention to Sakura to actually care about it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter anymore.
All right. All right. Well, all right. Been going on for a while. This was but anyway. Oh yeah, I just want to tell everybody this is the first time I think since like the first year, a few years ago when I started doing these, not the hangouts, but I mean actually started doing reviews. I've had nobody leave a comment on the chapter, my review. Nothing. I haven't seen that in like a few years. I mean, since the beginning. So I don't think there's that much. We're talking about the series and everything, but in reality, we've been more kind of talking about our frustrations or some of the things that anger us. But as far as this setup chapter, really, I mean, we're ahead of the manga, right? We've already been talking about what the battle is going to be like and what they're going to do. It did change things a little bit, but there's not that much to debate from this chapter, right? There's not that much breaking. There's not that much to figure out we haven't already covered, like before, previous chapters, right? So I'm guessing that's part of the reason. There's not actually that much new this chapter showed us, except destroying Sakura's character. Other than that, it's just,
Yeah,
stuff
it was a downgrade in Sakura's character and Kakashi's character. But at least we have a good setup with Naruto and Sasuke. At least the fight looks like it's going to be promising. So
that's a good transition. Predictions. Let's go ahead and get our predictions, and we can go ahead and because I think we're all pretty much tapped out. I think. Michael Gethman, is there anything you want to talk about before we get to predictions, or
no?
Predictions. James, are you still there? Okay, moving on. Life in the boot. Do you got any predictions?
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a basic battle. Sasuke tells what his plan is to be Hokage, and we probably see, Sasuke's ultimate Susanoo and Sasuke's true form of, Nine-Tail mode or whatever, Biju mode.
Okay.
That's it.
Michael Gethman?
I'm just ready to see the big fight.
You ready?
Yeah.
DW Order, are you ready? Anything you want to say? We don't, like I say, we may not have too many more of these hangouts. If there's something you want to throw out there, don't hold back.
no, not that I know of. But half the chapter will be Kakashi and Hagoromo talking about love. That'll be half the chapter.
Oh, that's painful.
Hey, that would be BS to tell you the truth.
He really loves her, man. Yeah, that was so sad. I hated to see that. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, hopefully that won't happen.
It's
All
like
right, that's gonna be it, huh?
Kakashi will be like, "Do you think maybe Naruto has a chance?" I don't know.
I don't think so. Then again, things I get involved in don't work out too well. All right, that's going to be it. Once again, it's fun. We're getting toward the end. I think we're going to feel a lot better about the next chapter once we start getting into action, hopefully, right? But this one was definitely, especially after waiting a week, it was kind of a bit, or 2 weeks, it was kind of a little bit of a letdown, but more so for some than others. But anyway, once again, thanks everybody. We got the Hunter x Hunter tomorrow. The last of the anime, maybe for who knows long, right? I hope as many people as you guys can make it. If you want to, please do, because that's going to be the end. That'll be the last anime hangout for Hunter x Hunter for maybe forever. Who
I'm
knows?
not going to be able to make it because I'm going to be at a wedding tomorrow. So
okay, all right, that's cool. But it was, and it was a fantastic. It was much better. It was done really well. Anyway, anybody can hear this. Links down below and how you can, if you're watching this, it's on this channel. Get a mic, get a headset, get yourself squared away, try to get in on that. And until next time, take care.